Some countries are going green due to the rising threat of global warming, and Denmark is one of them. Countries all over the world have been fighting to preserve the environment in various ways, but Denmark has decided to go the extra mile by developing the world's first energy island that could solve one of Europe's biggest problems. Stay till the end to know how this project will help to remove Europe's dependency on Russian fossil fuels. Welcome to our channel, Build to Innovate, where we provide you with facts related to mega projects worldwide, technology, and much more. Before heading on to the video, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our updates. Denmark began offshore wind farming around 30 years ago, and since then, they have been expanding their wind farms. The country is all set to expand the repertoire of renewables. However, it is different this time. They are working on building the world's first energy island. According to their plans, they are going to build an artificial landmass far off the country's western coast, which will transmit green electricity generated by a vast network of turbines to the mainland. This energy will be enough to power 3 million homes initially, but this number is expected to increase to about 10 million homes over time. Several large-scale projects are initiated globally to prevent serious climate change. These projects are the key to preventing the rise of global temperatures. This energy island will initially have a capacity of 10 gigawatts at first. It will produce 1.5 times the energy required for the Danish population. They plan to export the leftover energy to neighboring countries. In 2021, the country committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 70% compared to the levels recorded in 1990. Denmark has also pledged to acquire carbon neutrality by 2050. In an attempt to fight climate change in late 2020, they stopped the process of oil and gas exploration in its North Sea territory. This project is said to be the latest step toward Denmark's push for sustainability, with a budget of $34 billion. Unlike any other project, this island is basically a centralized power plant, surrounded by hundreds of windmills. The power generated by these windmills will first flow to the island before flowing to the mainland. It will all be configured in such a way that will make it efficient enough to distribute energy across a wide region. As far as the offshore turbines are concerned, they will stand much taller at about 850 feet, which is 3 times the height of the Statue of Liberty. The island will be located about 5 miles out to sea from the Jutland Peninsula, but the precise location has not yet been determined. In November 2021, Energinet started to assess a part of the North Sea known as Dogger Bank. This is a huge sandband that gives them the advantage of shallow water depths and optimal wind conditions. Energinet was given the contract to develop and operate the electrical transmission system that will connect the island to neighboring countries. The government is yet to decide on the specific site by spring before the construction can officially begin in 2026. This will be enough time for them to study the impact of this project on the seabed and marine life. According to some studies, the structures provide refuge for fish and other sea creatures, such as oysters and mussels. Some researchers even mentioned that the completion of the project may even result in the killing of birds due to the huge amounts of wind energy produced around the island. Additionally, they will also decide the design of this massive project. The possible forms of the project would be Kaizen, a massive concrete box filled with rocks, a floating platform that has been tethered in place, or even a pile of sand. The best design would be the one that will be fully supported by the island, which is said to be as big as 1.3 million square feet, which is about the same size as 18 football fields. On such a scale, the island will have the capability to transport an abundance of electricity, and it may also contain the facilities that would be used to store the excess. The spare electricity can be used to convert some of the seawater into hydrogen via electrolysis. This hydrogen can be used as a renewable fuel source. The North Sea island is a single piece of a larger equation. Another natural island in the Baltic Sea, Bornholm, will serve as a second hub with a capacity of 2 gigawatts. It will produce wind energy for both the Danish people and the other countries, including Belgium and Germany, where Energinet signed cooperation agreements with transition operators in November. Both of these countries are likely to draw energy from the energy of the islands, which would bring the heralded European supergrid close to reality. The innovators of this project firmly believe that their projects are just the small beginning. As offshore wind technology grows in the future, it could end the energy problems in Europe. It is estimated that the Dogger Bank alone will produce as much as 110 gigawatts of wind energy, which is 10 times more than what Denmark has proposed for the area. If these projects are successful, we might see other replicas of these projects from other coastal nations around the world. As long as the wind is blowing. Due to the current situation in the world, Denmark wants to complete this project as soon as possible. The inflation in the international prices of fuel and electricity is devastating. The economy of the entire world was affected during and after the pandemic, which is why Danes have sped up the process of construction of the 2 energy islands off the coast of Denmark. This is actually an attempt to help and save the country from depending on Russia for fossil fuels. The Minister of Climate, Energy and Utilities, Dan Jorgensen, announced that the country is pushing to make its green energy plans work in response to the Russia-Ukraine war. He mentioned in a statement, "Denmark and Europe must be free of Russian fossil fuels as fast as possible." He later added, "This great offshore wind potential must be harvested, and therefore the Danish government begins preparations for additional energy islands along with the ones already planned." Several countries are trying to find alternatives to Russian fossil fuels due to the sanctions that have been placed on Russia. Denmark is also working towards the same goal and trying to implement the plans for 2026 as soon as possible. If this project somehow gets successful, it would revolutionize renewable energy, and it would be something that has never been built before. Moreover, it may solve the energy problems in the entire Europe region. Do tell us your view about Denmark's Green Island in the comment section down below. If you have reached this far, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and press the notification bell so you don't miss any future updates. See you in another video. Until then, take care.